really cool that they do this retro stuff because
Yeah.
who knows, it might pique the interest of somebody who likes it, and if they're like, oh, I ought to, they hear that this is retro stuff. This sounds like from this older period of time. Maybe they went back and listened to these other
Yeah.
bands.
Hey,
The Freddie and the Dreamer records are going sky high in the sales.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and that guy over there is Chris. And Christopher, why don't you tell everyone out there what we have in store for them today?
All right. Today we've got a Ko-fi, a request to our Ko-fi site. The request is from Sarah Martin, and the band is The Last Shadow Puppets, and the name of the song is The Meeting Place.
Okay. The Shadow Puppets. The Last Shadow Puppets?
And the way the last ones. I'm assuming that you haven't heard of them before.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. And The Meeting Place, right? The Meeting Place, right. Okay, I got that right. And I think Sarah Martin is a first-time requester. I don't recall her.
Yeah, I don't recall doing any of her requests before, so this is cool.
All right, cool. Yeah. So I'm going to go.
Give it a listen. Yep.
Okay.
She strays, and he doesn't like it being this way, and she tried so hard to steer away from the meeting place, but her heart had learned her that. To his consciousness, wherever he lays, he struggles to sleep at night, and during the day he's worried she's waiting in his dreams to drag him back to the meeting place. His love had left him there, where the voice still echoes. I'm sorry I met you, darling. I'm sorry I met you. As she turned into the night, all he had was the words, I'm sorry I met you, darling. I'm sorry I've left
you. This has such a 60s vibe, 60s feel, with the bass, with what sounds like a flute. It might be the keys with the flute effect. There's string arrangement that's coming in, and that bass is kind of like a boom, 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 boom. There's just like a little bit of a bounce. That's a lightness that's making this a 60s sound. Also, Alex's voice, it's like, kind of distant, echoey. This is really cool. I'm going to bring it back a bit. Try to take it out.
darling. I'm sorry I met you as she turned into the night. All he had was the words, I'm sorry I met you, darling. I'm sorry I've left you.
That was really pretty. I like that a lot. Yeah. And I got a lot of thoughts, questions,
You've been hot.
and I can't master the stopping of the video of the song before it gets to a commercial. Anyway, let's go to Chris. Let's talk with him. Hey, I'm back.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the meeting place, man, I loved the beginning here. The beginning was, it was like a spacey kind of just, it reminded me just a little bit of that Beach Boys song with the sounds that were coming in with "Wouldn't it be nice to?" There was like that
In the song
sound
called Wouldn't It
in
Be
the
Nice?
very. What's that?
The song called Wouldn't It Be Nice?
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? And just
Yeah.
there was like that sort of, yeah, I like these key sounds, whatever. That was just kind of crystallizing and coming in, and then boom. And there was like this sort of spacey kind of keyboard sounds, you know, that were just kind of swirling all around. That was really cool. I love that. And then it was like the forebearer, I think, of like just what the song was going to be. The song was just like this real kind of spacey 60s type of sound.
Crazy though? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Not to
Very,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. To me, I got like it's like the Jerry and the Pacemakers or something, but with some extra things added.
Oh, I
This is
thought,
definitely early 60s British invasion sound.
oh, absolutely. I mean, I wrote down
Yeah.
60s sound. There was an acoustic bass, like boom, 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 boom. You know, there was like this little sort of bouncy bass. You had like a flute. You know, I don't know if it was actual flute that was playing. It might have been it might have been a keyboard.
I'm not sure if that was well, it could have been the keyboard, but if it was the keyboard, it was, you know, synthesizing
Oh yeah,
doing it. It sounded to me like a trumpet, but like softly played. I tried to identify it. I couldn't find it online what it was.
unless you're thinking about a different sound. But
No, I'm thinking trumpet. I'm not sure on that, but
okay.
that's what I heard. That's
Yeah,
how
and
it
again, it
sounded.
could have been like a keyboard. You know, my son has the big keyboards, and you just kind
We
of
always
do
think
the
of
sound
trumpet.
effect, flute, boom, and that's a flute sound.
Yes, but we always think of trumpet as like this more blaring kind of thing.
Right.
And I don't mean that in a negative thing way at all. But this was a very soft sound to it. And the strings were great. The strings throughout were just, yeah. And you know what? I'll let you tell me your reaction further in a second. But the way the vocals were recorded with so much reverb to get that sound, I think they would definitely get it going for that. Sound from back then. What do you call it? Like the Mercy sound, something. As long as it was as far as what it was from England in the early British invasion days. In the early 60s.
I actually
60s.
I actually think there was a Moody Blues sound. You know, like Days of Future Past. You know, there was just some of that sound, especially at the end. There was like the last minute or so. There was like this sort of orchestral kind of stuff that was going on, and it reminded me of like Moody Blues. Yeah, I mean, even like during the song.
I think this is categorized as Baroque. Where is it? I found it. Baroque. If I can find a damn thing. Baroque pop. So which means it has some elements of classical in it.
Right.
And then you definitely get that with the string sound.
Well, the string sound, yeah, you know, it kind of sort of come in waves a bit, you know, and then like towards the end, it was so prominent. Actually, around that time too, the drum style then changed. It started kicking into like this more of like a military type of, you know, not completely, you know, as we've heard in some other songs, but there was like that little rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat, you know, that was kind of really interesting. There was just all these different, these kind of, you know, changes, subtle changes too, you know, and it just was, if you're paying attention, you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, you know, I just love the whole feel, man. I really like the song a lot. Yeah, it was really good.
This is might blow your mind a bit. This was written by Alex Turner from
Oh, right.
Wait, Alex Turner and Miles Kane.
Oh, so that was Alex Turner singing then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, his voice definitely sounded familiar. Yeah, absolutely.
And this band, The Last Shadow Puppets, they're like a super group. They're like a project kind of thing with Alex Turner and a few other members.
Now it's coming together, because in some of the song threads, the reaction threads that, you know, for the Arctic Monkey ones that we've done, You know,
Yeah.
now I remember some people were like, "Oh, check out his project," you know, and
Mhm.
now this is the band. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks like they'd only get together for a year or two, and then 2007 and 2008, and then 2015 and 2016. So they're with their respective groups, and then I guess they get together for these kinds of things. But
Which year was
like
this?
what?
Which year was this song?
Let me see.
Was it like?
2008.
Oh, okay, so
From an
yeah,
album
wow,
called "The Age of Understatement." Well, that was on the video, right?
yeah,
So, but this is really good. I'm curious as to what, because they're like one of these super groups. I would imagine they can do a lot of different kinds of. They probably wanted to really mix it up. So I'm curious as to what the other songs sounded like on this album,
you know what's really
and on
interesting to
and
me
on
now?
the other album they did too. I think it's only 2 albums they put out.
What's really interesting to me now, like Alex Turner is, and this was in 2008. Um, his voice now, as I'm remembering the voice, sounds a lot like uh we've listened to a lot of their early stuff, the Arctic Monkeys, right? But we've also listened to a few from like the later, right? And his voice definitely changed, evolved, along with the band too. And because back then, like, so 2008 was not that long after the debut album, and that very kind of stylized kind of singing. I didn't get any of that in this song. It was more of the Alex Turner that I kind of heard in later years with the band. So that's really interesting. Yeah, wow. How varied and diversified, that he was with his singing back then. You know, just outside of that
Right.
Arctic Monkey
I
sound that,
remember
that
when
they
we
would develop
first
in. Yeah.
I remember at the first couple of Art of Monkeys we did, we were wondering about that, like if his
Yeah.
voice is going to sound different because his voice was very distinctive with his accent in the first couple of songs we heard of theirs.
Yeah.
So we didn't know how it was going to be, and there is a lot of variation in
Yeah.
it, and the way it's with this song, it's the way it's recorded too, with that heavy reverb that kind of
Yeah.
makes it a little different.
And what are they singing about?
Um, uh,
I kept hearing the lines like, "I sorry I met you, darling. Sorry I left you." I think they had repeated that a few times. Um, I was really sort of lost in the sound for the most
uh,
part.
I was too, but somebody said, it's in quotes, so it must be real. Says, there's one song called "The Meeting Place," and it's about heebie-jeebies. That's a bar, a club, whatever.
Yeah.
Because my first girlfriend, Amy, worked in the bar here, and we wrote this tune. I don't know what that really means, but
Okay.
I don't really. Yeah, be honest with you, I didn't look into the lyrics. So yeah. So Sarah Martin, I'm sorry about that, but I didn't look further into it.
No, but this is where we'll ask Sarah if it's okay, if she can maybe fill us in a bit.
Okay.
That'd be
I
pretty
was
cool.
so taken, be honest with you, I was so taken with it was so unexpected to me to hear this type of song and done so well.
Yeah.
This retro type of song.
Yeah.
And even I listened to it like 3 times for this video, and at no time did I look up the lyrics because I didn't care. I was so taken by the music.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I thought this was fantastic.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm not gonna apologize for that too, because sometimes it's just well,
And
because
it's cool that I think it's really cool that they do this retro stuff because
Yeah.
who knows, it might pique the interest of somebody who likes it, and if they're like, oh, I ought to, they hear that it's, oh, this is retro stuff. This sounds like from this older period of time. Maybe they went back and listened to these other bands.
Hey,
The Freddie and the Dreamer records are going sky high in the sales.
is that the sound?
Kind of, yeah. So along those lines, I guess.
The fact of the matter is that these songs are not going anywhere, like never, right? Like they're gonna stay, right? They're always out there, so we can always go back and we can always learn a little bit more, a little bit more, a little more, and that includes learning about the song and what it's about. I mean, how about we just did that that David Bowie song, Ziggy Stardust, and for all these years I thought he was singing like, God-given eyes, it was actually really God-given ass. And it's like, so, all these years that I'm actually still learning a little bit more about that song.
I was going through the lyrics here.
No, but it's true. So,
Well,
there's
God made all of us, so he made the asses too.
yes, yes, he did. And so,
Thanks for humoring me on that.
sure. But yeah, okay. So this was Sarah. Thank you so much. This was really great
Yes.
request. Really enjoyed this. And I'm going to take us out. Well, I
Take
feel
us
like I'm on
out,
a roll
man.
and say you have a good day.
You're
and
just
to
afraid of what I'm going to say next.
yeah. Don't pay attention to that man over there. that guy, you right there. Anyway,
You got it right. Don't worry.
and we'll see everyone on the next episode of Into the Music.